I will cite sources supporting my comments in this video in the More section below. For informed voters, and I view myself as one, the presidential debates are not informative at all, but performative. Incorrect and false informations will be in abundant supply as a form of brain pollution for the informed voter. Opinions unsupported by facts and reasonable analysis will be stated as facts. I'm going to talk in this video about one example involving Trump's response to a question about one of his tariff proposals. A tariff is a tax paid by the U.S. importers of foreign products. The inflation issue is how much of that tax is paid by U.S. consumers. Studies have proven that almost all the tariff hike is passed on to the U.S. consumers, who are the ones who actually pay for the tariff hikes. It is a silent tax on them. In the alternate reality of Trump world, where facts are irrelevant and are viewed as fake news, a tariff is paid by the foreign company that exports the product and has no impact on U.S. inflation. Now, nothing is actually required to prove any of that, which is just false, but it will be believed by tens of millions of Americans because Trump is the one saying it. Taper, one of the moderators, asked this question, quote, "You want to impose a 10% tariff on all goods coming into the United States. How will you ensure that doesn't drive prices even higher?" End of quote. The honest answer to that question is yes, but Trump is incapable of being truthful. This is what Trump said, quote, "Not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cause countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and many others, in all fairness to China, it's going to just force them to pay us a lot of money, reduce our deficit tremendously, and give us a lot of power for other things." End of quote. Trump has made this statement that China is paying the increased tariffs that Trump imposed on Chinese exports for a long time now, and he continues to do so. And if reelected, he will do so for the next 4 years, and he will be believed by tens of millions of Americans. That's just the way it is. You can't pierce an alternate reality bubble now with facts. The non-partisan tax foundation estimated that this particular tariff proposal of Trump, and he has others, is in effect a $300 billion tax per year, would threaten 825,000 jobs, and would shrink the economy by 1.1%. Economists estimate that this tariff, and he has others, this 10% tariff on all imports would amount to a $1,700 tax on each American. It is an invisible tax in that it increases the prices paid for imported goods and allows domestic companies as well to raise prices for their products that are competitive. The tax is primarily paid by lower and middle income households. And studies have found that Trump's tariff hikes during his first 4 years in office, almost 100% of them were paid by U.S. consumers. The inflationary impact is greater than just the tariff tax that is paid by the U.S. importer, because the tariff allows the domestic manufacturer of goods that source everything in the production process in the United States to raise their prices as well in tandem, thereby increasing their profits, which is good for stockholders, for public companies, I suppose, but it is still an indirect tax on U.S. Consumer purchases of those goods. People need to become more informed But Trump knows that he can make false statements and they will be believed. And I don't think that's going to change.